Hello everybody, Coleslaw Stick and Sonai here, and today is a very interesting video because today I will be showing you guys, this is going to be filmed over a little while, probably 2 weeks most likely, and it is going to be another animal rehab. Just want to go ahead and before everything say that I have no previous veterinary experience, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but what I have is not too severe right now. And you may notice I'm wearing gloves because this animal packs a punch, or should I say a bite. This right here is a broad-headed skink. Broad-headed skinks are a medium-sized species of lizard here that's native here. And this one I found had been attacked by a cat. The cat was actually holding it and I thought it was dead, but it was actually alive. At first I thought that it was actually paralyzed, that its part of its spine had snapped. But in reality, it was just a little bit sluggish afterwards. It has a lot of scars all over it. Mainly, there's a big wound right there, but there's a wound on its side right there. But the worst wound, he just did a death roll. He really packs a bite. I made the mistake of handling him without gloves, and he still even got a bite that kind of hurt there. I made the mistake of handling him without gloves, and he tore up my finger. But I'm going to show you his most severe wound, which is right there on his chest, where his lungs are. You can see that black dot right there. That is a puncture wound. It's not very deep, but it's enough to raise some flags here. I'll let him chomp on me to get him to stop squirming. But it is definitely enough to raise enough concern for me to actually keep him very short term. So what I have going is a quarantine setup, which I'm going to show you. And I'm going to be keeping him in it for a couple of weeks, trying to get him to eat some mealworms. Hopefully I won't have to assist or force feed him. I'm going to hope that he takes them on his own, but if it comes to that, and that's the only way I can get him nutrition, I will. And I'm going to keep him, make sure that he's good, probably going to clean out that wound right there, which is not going to be fun. And then I am going to release him back into the wild where he rightfully belongs. What's really nice is that he has a very fiery personality and a great attitude for a skink of his size, gender, and species. And I really feel, since he has that fighting spirit and that will to live, that he's going to do fine and he's going to easily recover. Not to mention, reptiles recover from absolutely horrible injuries amazingly. So I really believe that he's going to do well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the quarantine setup, and let's go ahead and clean his wound as well. This isn't much, but this is the quarantine setup. There's some leaf litter, some substrate, different varied substrate, some rocks, and a big hide/basking platform. And right in there, you can see that's where he spends most of his time in there. Also, just a bunch of places for him to explore and still get some environmental enrichment. And again, this is only short term. I'm going to be adding him a water bowl as well. Obviously, he needs to drink. But this was extremely short notice as well. This is all I could get together. And by the way, he is still chomping on my finger from the other shot. Like, he has a fiery personality, but he's also a gorgeous specimen. Look at that. That's all beautiful coloration. All right, we're gonna see if he wants to go into this quarantine setup, or if he wants to just keep clamping onto my finger. Come on, buddy. You can... I'm letting you go. These guys have incredibly strong jaws, especially the big males. Look, right behind his eye, that's a huge muscle just used for just clamping on to prey and potential predators, such as myself. I'm actually very surprised the cat didn't just let him go, because if he delivered a bite like this, I know that I would definitely let go. Okay, bud. There you go. He's also extremely quick, as You can also see that he is extremely quick and speedy. Yeah, he's a very medium size. He's a big lizard for living here. I'm gonna try not to stress him out too much and handle him. And I also do not want to get him accustomed to humans, as he is still gonna be, he is a wild animal, but he's gonna be released back into the wild. So I want him to still view humans as a threat. And yeah, so he's not gonna be a pet. He would not make a good pet. If you want a pet skink, I'd recommend getting a blue tongue. Definitely not a broadhead. And he may even contain parasites, so he definitely wouldn't be a good pet. But yeah, this is the quarantine setup. Gonna add a little bit more to it. And I guess I'll see you guys when I wash him off and clean his wounds. A little bit later, the first day, an update on the broad-headed skink. He's taking down mealworms like a champ. Let's give him another. All right, last one, big guy. And I think that I'm gonna feed him every other day. Now that he's actually eating. Still first day, he's making a long way for the first day. Yeah, I'll update you guys when I start treating his wounds. Of the broad-headed skink Rehab. I've got a little dish, or not a dish, a little Tupperware of lukewarm water. And also the cap, and I'm gonna just put him in for 20 minutes just to give him a chance to soak, get rid of any shed that he still has stuck on him, which I don't think is very much, to rehydrate him a little bit, but most importantly to wash out his wounds. This is a really good way. This is just to get off everything that could have gotten stuck inside of them. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit more treatment. But I'm going to let him soak in here for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just to give him a nice, good, long soak. I'm going to cut to where I have him in. So let's do that. I just got him out. I actually woke him up. Funny thing about these guys, they make a little nest at night. Here he is on day 2. He still has a lot of scarring. But he is just as happy to see me as he was yesterday. So this is going to be a 2-hand job, actually putting him in the container to soak. And it's probably not going to be too pretty. So again, I'm going to cut until we have that. He is in the tub of water. He's going to be sitting in here for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, not too long. But just enough time to wash out everything. And he can breathe. Didn't close it fully, and also his nostrils are above the water. But yeah, let's cut to the next part. It was just a second for you guys, but it was 25 minutes for me. I was actually doing some distance learning online, which I'm learning a lot more by actually, working on actually doing stuff rather than just filling out a packet. Well, I mean, that's just my little opinion, my little spiel on some schoolwork. We're not talking about that, though. We're administering treatment to a broad-headed skink. I have the gloves on once again because I don't want to get bitten by this guy again. I'll show you my bite afterwards. But I have a little over a cup of a saline solution I made, which we are going to be administering via just rubbing a paper towel. And then we're going to be putting on a little bit of antibiotic ointment, just a tiny little swab, just to make sure this little guy is good. So I'm going to get him out, and then I'm going to start filming again, because getting him out is a 2-hand process. Once he bites something, he did actually defecate in the water a little bit, more of just pass a urate. But yeah, so I'm gonna flip the camera around and let's apply this to him. Okay, so we have our broad-headed skink here, who is taking a massive bite here. Watch this. There, boom, that's a bite if I've ever seen one. That's a big bite. He's starting to learn that his bites don't really faze me now that I have protective gloves on. But again, he is not stopping. And these guys have very strong jaws as they eat mostly hard-bodied prey. But now, I'm going to go ahead and soak my paper towel and flip him over just like this. And we're going to start just administering some of the saline. I know, this probably doesn't feel too good for him, but it's going to really help him. Disinfect the wound. He actually calmed down a lot when he was in the bath, or the soak, sorry, that's a more proper term. And again, my intention is not to tame him down. Ooh, yeah, he just got tighter there. My intention is not to tame him down into a pet, but it is to release him because he is a wild animal. And he just bit the saline. That was probably very salty. Okay. Again, this is not the easiest thing to do. And also, I don't know if I'm doing exactly the right thing, because again, I do not have any previous veterinary experience. I cannot stress that enough right now. So, yeah. Okay, I've cleaned all of his large wounds with the saline. Which, by the way, I learned is 1 cup of water to a half a teaspoon of salt to a half a teaspoon of baking soda. That's the recipe that I found online. And he has just bitten me again. It's a lot easier to handle him once he bites you. Essentially because he usually stays put once he bites. Or you can get him in the vice grip just like this. This doesn't hurt him. How am I supposed that landed in his little bath. Alright, we can move his bath out of the way now. So we are going to administer the antibiotic ointment to a couple of the major wounds, which is one in the chest, one down by near the base of his tail, and one on his shoulder. That's a lot, but that's way too much. There we go. There. There. We're going to rub those in first with the saline washcloth. And the last one is going to be right here on his shoulder. And then we're going to wipe that down. He is not too happy right now. Not a happy lizard at all. And the last thing that we are going to do is that we're just going to get a measurement of his weight. And we're going to do this probably once a week just to make sure that he's maintaining a proper weight. Just got to dump out all the water in his bath. We're going to put him back in the container. And I should get the scale first. Oh no, I know how we're going to do it. I'm going to put him back in the container. I'm gonna get the scale, and then we're gonna weigh him. It'll be hard, but I set the scale to 0 with this on. I'm holding him without a glove, very stupidly. And we are gonna slip him inside, which is probably, yeah, I'm gonna cut the camera to do this. And boom, 29 grams. That's how much this little guy weighs. So I'm gonna, 30 grams. I'll round it up to about 30 grams. So 30 grams is what he weighs. And I'm gonna write that down, but thankfully I actually have a recording of it so I can write it down. And we're gonna do this probably about once a week, just to make sure he's holding a proper weight. Yeah, and that concludes his treatment, which is very good. I know that he is probably totally pissed off at me right now, just wants to go back and hide. And we're gonna let him do that right now. So yeah, let's put him back in his quarantine setup. I think this, to get rid of the stress of me grabbing him again, I'm gonna put the whole container inside, and I'm just gonna open it up so he can get out. Go on, big guy. You were itching to get out before. There you go. All right. There he goes. Number 3 of the skink rehab. And you can see him. You can see his eyes shine. He's curled up right there on his brick. And we are going to be attempting to feed this little guy. Again, he ate the first day, and I didn't try to feed him the second day. There he goes. Come on, buddy, you gotta eat it. You can't just bite it. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna wait for him to finish his mealworm. After waiting quite a bit, I will say, the skink has finished his first mealworm. And we are going to attempt to feed him a second. I don't know, I think he's just being defensive at the moment. I don't think he's actually... I can't tell if that's a defensive bite or if that's an offensive bite. Either way, he's actually ingesting mealworms. And any food, actually, is good. I'm just gonna try to wiggle it to make sure that he actually gets it down. And he technically just bit the head off, so let's try again. There he goes. There, that's what we're wanting to see, that nice bringing it to the back of the mouth. It's a little bit colder than usual, so it would make sense for him to take a little bit longer. And we're gonna just try one more mealworm. And don't worry, guys, I am washing these tongs in between use with him and my captive animals, as if not to spread diseases. But here's one last mealworm. This one's quite big, actually. And you may not want to eat any other ones, which... Oh! Cool. He's just took that other one. Come on, bud. I don't think I'm going to mess with him too much more. Very nice. He took 3 mealworms, which is good. And I was just checking on Skink, and oh, he bit me so hard. I don't know if you can see that. He wouldn't let go for about 5 minutes, and eventually I just filled up my sink with water and I dunked him under. And he decided that he'd much rather not drown. It's a way to get medium-sized lizards like this off of you. It's not very dangerous to them. He lasted like a millisecond under there until he let go, but these guys, you can't really just put them down, because whenever I did that, he would just use that time to twist. And these guys have an insane bite strength. And it's because in the wild, they eat hard-shelled animals. As you can see, he's fine. There was no damage done to him. Much more to me. But yeah, he's definitely on his way on the road to recovery. He's not missing a leg. He's just has it under his body. But he's definitely gaining strength, I've seen. Probably from since I've been feeding him. But yeah, day 4, that's the worst bite I've gotten from him so far. This is his final day with us, and he's asleep, so I'm just gonna wake him up. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Good morning, little dude. There he is. And I'm gonna give him one last meal, and we're gonna send him off. We're gonna give him a little small meal. Then we're gonna send him on his way. Honestly, I'm gonna miss this little guy, but I'm gonna know that he's doing well. Or at least I'm gonna hope he does well. You wanna eat another one? You gonna have another? Wow, look at that. Look at that, bud. I named him Red after Red, the book. I'm thinking that you don't want this other one. Do you not want it? Okay. Wait, let's try one more time. No. No, he doesn't want it. Alright, I'm gonna get him, which is gonna be a 2-hand job, and then we're gonna release him. Alright, see you then. Here we are at like a tree stump. Here's Red in all of his glory. I'm really gonna miss this little dude, but he's gonna be so much better out in the wild where he belongs. And keep your cats indoors so little guys like these skinks won't be attacked by them. And they can keep living out here. So let's release him. And he's rearing back to bite me, but there he goes. Go on, Red. Go on. Have a nice life, buddy. And there he goes. So if you like this video, don't be afraid to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Join the Discord and follow me on Instagram. And, you know, just keep loving nature. And without further ado, Colesaurus Dickinsoni, signing out.